Even before a child is born into this world, it develops basic needs. The need for warmth, the need for food, and the need for security. We all contribute to the satisfaction of these needs every day. We trust in our professional expertise, in our experience, and in our ability to assume responsibility. We rely on a state that has taken on the task of ensuring the freedom and security of each single citizen, irrespective of his or her origin, race, political or religious conviction, sex, or physical or mental handicaps. But putting these rights above everything else is the very thing that makes our Constitution vulnerable. Extremist forces use the guise or cover of the democratic basic order in their attempt to undermine these rights. Depending on their convictions, creating legal vacuums, totally abolishing our democracy, or establishing an Islamic state of God is their motivation or declared aim. Obtaining the earliest possible warning of such attacks against our basic rights requires an effective instrument. Communication has become fast. Possibilities are almost unlimited. Connected to the world, effective, virtually without delay. Accessible to everybody, extremists and terrorists included. Decentralized planning, split-second instructions from anonymous commanders, actions scheduled at short notice. People who work this way are difficult to stop. Protecting the Constitution, therefore, requires keeping up with the times, creating personnel and technical preconditions for a competent use of the new media. IT-based systems, the gateway to the digitalized world. Connecting secure data paths for the transmission of secret personal information. Protected against any kind of electronic attack. But how serious really is the danger emanating from extremism, and who are the protagonists? 16 federal state offices for the protection of the Constitution, LFV, together with BfV on a federation level, intensively deal with this question. For the collection and analysis of information on events and persons, BfV employs about 2,600 staff members in Cologne and Berlin. The aim? To comprehensively evaluate extremist and terrorist threats to Germany and to take relevant countermeasures. The task: to produce situation reports for the Federal Ministry of the Interior and the Federal Chancellery. Internet research as a modern form of collecting information. A considerable part of our intelligence is obtained from open sources, homepages, forums, publications. Accessed and analyzed quickly, they are part of a preliminary situation picture. But in many cases, open sources do not suffice. Lawyers check the legal basis of each single case in which means of intelligence are used.
Zielperson kommt raus.
Ja, verstanden.
Ich habe die Informationen.
Gut, am Stadion.
Ja, bin gleich da.
Biegt rechts ab. Ich bin dran.
Verstanden.
Intensive technical and human effort is put into the observation of individuals and groups. As a result, we obtain information on movement patterns, contact persons, and the derivable personal and local structures of extremist or terrorist groups.
Ich muss weg. Biege an der Ampel links ab.
Okay, haben wir. Achtung, Wagen 4. Fährt weiter Richtung Stadion.
Okay, wir übernehmen. Biegt am Stadion links auf dem Parkplatz ab.
Weiter dranbleiben.
Okay, bin zu Fuß draußen. ZP trifft Kontaktperson.
In order to obtain insider knowledge about extremist groups, the recruitment of sources, so-called trusted agents, is of great significance to the BfV. Strict legal directives have to be obeyed in this kind of information collection, but the use of sources is indispensable. Extremists or terrorists do not give away their aims and methods. The urge for freedom and self-determination, a democratic basic right of man. The free expression of opinion, one of the most important democratic rights of a citizen. But caution. Sometimes it is only a small step from opinions to propaganda, from criticism to agitation, from democracy to dictatorship. Our Constitution protects us from ideas and ideologies of those who deny our basic rights and aim to replace them with social systems like communism or National Socialism. To reveal their true intentions, to read between the lines of an ostensibly democratic attitude, and to enable bans to be imposed on such groups by providing reliable information is another task of the Officers for the Protection of the Constitution. Foreign extremists use Germany as a strategic safe haven. In an attempt to change political systems in their home countries or to finance such changes from Germany, they often support violence and thereby violate the rights of dissenters or whole sections of the population. Such behavior goes against our Constitution and impairs the interests of the Federal Republic of Germany abroad. To uncover these groups or individuals in order to deprive them of their scope of action with the help of the German legislation ensures security even beyond the borders of Germany. Terrorism, a global problem. Intensive cooperation with intelligence services of other threatened states is the only solution in fighting terrorists acting on a global level. Our biggest worry, Islamist terrorism. Germany is a declared target of the jihad, the holy war. Not least to the regret of devout Muslims all over the world, terrorists are ready to commit attacks and suicide attacks in order to get closer to their aim of a global state of God. Trained in terror camps, some of them raised in Germany and familiar with German administrative and legal structures, they turn into a threat to internal security. To address the threat posed by Islamist terrorism, the Joint Counterterrorism Center, GTAZ, was founded in Berlin in 2004. The result is a direct exchange of information between a total of 40 authorities, including the intelligence services, the police, and representatives of the Public Prosecutor General's office. Analyzing foreign and national websites, the Joint Internet Center, called GITS, has contributed considerably to updating our state of knowledge about Islamist extremist propaganda since 2007. The results worked out at the center, together with information gained through intelligence means and from police analyses, complete the evaluation of the threat situation in Germany. High technology companies, as well as Germany's political and military role within the EU and NATO, are popular targets of espionage of foreign intelligence services. Attacks against computer systems of companies and government bodies become ever more frequent, but classical means of espionage continue to be effective as well.
4, 3. 7, 6, 7, 4, 3.
BfV has developed a protective strategy for trade and industry that is designed to help minimize damage. Expert briefings help German companies to protect themselves effectively against data theft and the drain of valuable technological know-how. By training their own staff, the offices for the protection of the Constitution guarantee the quality of their intelligence work. Experts from different areas undergo an intelligence training, are made familiar with all extremist and terrorist phenomena, and receive instructions on legal matters. On a regular basis, each staff member undergoes intensive security screening. Trustworthiness that pays off every day. Not only our staff, but the protection of the Constitution as such is subject to extensive controls. Not only the different parliamentary control bodies, the Data Protection Commissioners and the Federal Ministry of the Interior receive informational reports. Information and awareness is a basic principle of BfV's press and public relations work. A key element is the annual report on the protection of the Constitution. The responsibility for the results and analyses published in this report lies with the director, who represents the entire staff. With expert competence, experience, and a strong sense of responsibility, the staff members help to make Germany a place where we can all live in security, freedom, and peace. Convinced of our free, democratic basic order, there is one thing they wish for in particular: your trust.